How do you feel about the safety of vaccines?
I feel good. I feel like they're safe and they're administered properly, and yeah,
Do you think vaccines should be mandatory?
I do think vaccines should be mandatory, um, because if one parent decides not to vaccinate their child, that can end up hurting several other childs afterward. And also, in the other aspect, some parents will pay for their child to get vaccinated and thus protecting a lot of other children in the long run, especially those who don't get vaccinated, which isn't fair that some parents will have to pay, other parents don't.
Do you think there's certain circumstances that vaccines shouldn't be mandatory?
I know there's a lot of religious aspects, hurdles that you have to overcome, because some people don't believe that they need to or that they should vaccinate their child. So it would be hard to legally get around that. But I feel like it should be mandatory for people who don't have those religious restrictions.
Do you think non-vaccinated children should be allowed to go to schools?
I think that they I guess if the parents have religious views on not vaccinating their child, you shouldn't punish the child or not let the child get an education just because of what their parents believe. So you should let kids in that regard go to school, but just if kids aren't getting vaccinated because their parents are too lazy or just don't want to, then that's not a good enough excuse. So I feel like they shouldn't be allowed then.
And why do you think people are against vaccines?
I know there was a weird research study that said that vaccines can cause autism in young children, and I've talked about that in a couple of my biology classes, and we dissected that research paper and learned that it was actually just not a credible resource, but it's that type of those papers that come out just to scare people, and it's not actual real research. That can definitely create these false fears for vaccines, and just some parents just don't really know much about it, so they could be afraid, have reservations about vaccinating their child.